Breaking news! Things are heating up behind the scenes for the Buffalo Bills, and the next decision could change the team's future. Are we about to see a big move in the draft? Will the Bills risk everything to bolster their defense? Before we dive into this analysis, here's what you need to do. If you believe the Bills have the potential to make it to the next Super Bowl, hit the like button now. Plus, I want to see the Bills Mafia in the comments. Write down, "Go Bills! I believe!" Let's show them that this fan base is the most passionate in the NFL. Now stay tuned, because this could be one of the most important moments of the season for Buffalo. Hang in there and follow me. The Buffalo Bills find themselves at a critical crossroads heading into the 2025 NFL Draft, and the debate is heating up among analysts, insiders, and, most importantly, the fans. With the 30th overall pick, should Buffalo go all in on a defensive lineman, as many mock drafts predict? Or should they address a glaring need at cornerback after an offseason that has left that position dangerously thin? Bills Mafia, this is where things get interesting. Let's set the stage. The Bills secondary has undergone some major shifts. Christian Benford is locked in as the #1 corner, but the depth chart beyond him is shaky at best. Dane Jackson is back after a short stint in Carolina, but let's be real, he's a depth piece, not a solution. Rasul Douglas, one of Buffalo's most consistent corners last season, is still testing free agency, leaving a massive hole at CB2. Taron Johnson has the nickel spot locked down, but in a league where teams are rolling out 3 wide receivers more than ever, the need for another reliable outside corner is impossible to ignore. Now, let's talk about the draft. According to ESPN and NFL insiders, out of 60 recent mock drafts, 31 have Buffalo selecting a defensive lineman at 30, but 13 of them have the Bills grabbing a corner. Could Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott decide that bolstering the secondary is the smarter play? If they do, 3 names stand out as potential targets, each with his own strengths, weaknesses, and question marks. First up is Maxwell Hairston from Kentucky. If you're looking for elite speed, this guy checks every box. He ran a blazing 4.29 at the combine, making him one of the fastest corners in this draft. At 5 feet 11 inches and 183 pounds, he's slightly undersized for the position, but his coverage instincts and ball skills more than make up for it. Hairston thrives in zone coverage, which aligns well with how the NFL is evolving. His quickness, athleticism, and ability to track the ball make him an ideal fit for Buffalo's defensive scheme. The catch? He might not be there at 30. Mel Kiper's latest mock has him going at 29, and Daniel Jeremiah projects him even higher at 24 to the Vikings. If the Bills want Hairston, they may have to move up, and that's where things get complicated. Would they be willing to sacrifice draft capital to secure him? The second name on the list is Siobhan Revel Jr. from East Carolina. This guy is an absolute freak athlete. At 6 feet 2 inches and 194 pounds, he brings the kind of physicality that NFL teams covet in press coverage. He's strong at the line of scrimmage, can jam receivers early, and isn't afraid to mix it up in contested situations. The downside? Injuries. Revel tore his ACL in Week 2 of the 2024 season, limiting him to just 3 games. While doctors say he's on track for a full recovery, there's always concern when a player is coming off a significant injury. Before that, though, he was considered a first-round talent. In 2023, he recorded 54 tackles, 14 pass breakups, and showed the kind of aggressive, disruptive play that coaches love. If he stays healthy, he could develop into a high-level starter. But do the Bills take that risk at 30, knowing that he might need time to fully return to form? And then there's Benjamin Morrison from Notre Dame. At one point, this guy was a projected top 20 pick. His ball skills are undeniable, 9 career interceptions in 31 games, including 6 in 2022 alone. He's a playmaker in every sense of the word. But here's the issue, injuries. Morrison missed the final 10 games of last season with a hip injury, which has caused his stock to slide. When healthy, he's a first-round talent, no question. But after barely playing in 2024, how confident are teams that he can return to his old form? If the Bills take Morrison, they'd be banking on long-term upside rather than immediate impact. So, here's the real dilemma. Do the Bills roll the dice on one of these cornerbacks at 30, knowing that 2 of them come with injury concerns? Or do they follow the trend and add another piece to their defensive line, which many experts believe is the safer choice? Personally, unless Hairston somehow falls to 30, drafting a corner in round 1 feels like a gamble. The Bills need an impact player right away, and while Revel and Morrison have massive upside, their injuries create serious question marks. If Buffalo wants a corner, maybe they wait until day 2 and go after a guy like Kool-Aid McKinstry or Cam Hart. Otherwise, beefing up the defensive line with a player like Byron Murphy II or Darius Robinson might be the smarter move. but that's just one opinion. What do you think? Bills Mafia? If Hairston is available at 30, is he the pick? Or should the Bills target a different position? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget, hit that subscribe button. We're closing in on 3,000 subs, and there's no way we're letting the Patriots beat us this month. Let's make it happen. And here's the thing, Bills Mafia, this isn't just some routine draft decision. This pick could define the trajectory of Buffalo's defense for years to come. We've seen what happens when you gamble on a cornerback in the first round and it doesn't work out. Remember Kaiir Elam? The Bills took him in the first round just a couple of years ago, expecting him to be a lockdown corner, and now he's wearing a Cowboys jersey. The front office cannot afford another first-round miss, especially at such a crucial position. But let's play devil's advocate here. What if the Bills decide to double down on defense, but instead of going corner, they invest in the trenches? The defensive line is an area that has been addressed in free agency, but let's not pretend it's completely set. Joey Bosa was a massive addition, but he's on a one-year deal. If Buffalo wants to build a dominant defense that can withstand the firepower of teams like the Chiefs, Bengals, or even the emerging Texans, they need to keep stacking talent up front. If that's the direction they go, some names immediately stand out. Byron Murphy, too, from Texas, is a beast of a defensive tackle who could make an instant impact alongside Ed Oliver. He's powerful, explosive, and would give Buffalo another disruptor in the middle of the defensive line. Then there's Darius Robinson from Missouri, a versatile lineman who could play both inside and outside. He'd add depth and flexibility to the Bills' front, which would be huge in a division where they have to deal with Tua Tagovailoa, Aaron Rodgers, if he stays healthy, and a Patriots team that's likely drafting their quarterback of the future. But let's be real, defensive linemen don't exactly get fans out of their seats on draft night. We all want to see the highlight reel players, the ones who make game-changing plays. That's why the idea of drafting a wide receiver still lingers in the background. It's not the most pressing need, but can you really ever have too many weapons for Josh Allen? Think about it, Stefon Diggs isn't getting any younger, and while Khalil Shakir showed flashes last season, the Bills could use another high-upside playmaker to stretch the field. If a dynamic receiver like Xavier Worthy or Ladd McConkey somehow falls to 30, do the Bills pull the trigger? Adding another explosive threat could take some pressure off Allen and keep this offense humming. So here's where we're at, 3 potential directions, each with major implications. If the Bills draft a corner, they're betting on filling a massive need, but also taking a risk with injury concerns or possible scheme fits. If they go defensive line, they're making the safer choice, reinforcing an already strong unit and setting themselves up for long-term success. And if they shock everyone and grab a wide receiver, well, that would send a clear message that this team is still all about maximizing Josh Allen's window. But at the end of the day, this all comes down to what the Bills front office believes will push this team over the top. Do they trust their ability to develop a raw but talented corner? Do they prioritize winning in the trenches? Or do they take a swing on offense and give Allen another weapon? Now it's your turn, Bills Mafia. If you had the final say in the war room, who are you taking with the 30th